Hello, my name is Frank, and I'll be your conversation and listening teacher this year at Baduk High School. And we're going to start our first lesson this week online using lesson number 5 from your textbook, which is called What Matters Most. We'll be focusing on the listen and speak part of the chapter, and I'll be introducing some words and expressions from that part of the chapter. And I will also introduce some expressions that are not in the textbook. And I'll explain all of these expressions and try to give you some examples of these expressions in use so that you can understand them better. And at the end of the PowerPoint, I will ask you to do some work that you will then send to me, and I will check and give you some feedback about your work. So let's look at the first one. The first expression that is in the chapter is, I am good at something. This expression is used to describe skills, abilities, or activities that you feel or that we feel we can do well. Now, in the blue sentence in the middle, it says that frequently, quite often, these skills, abilities, or activities are ones that can be observed or measured. This does not have to be true, but often it is true because, for example, something like playing baduk or taking photographs are skills or abilities that people can see and measure. And frequently when we use this expression, it is with those kinds of abilities or activities or skills that people talk about. So it doesn't have to be something that's observed or measured, but often that is true. So for example, I am good at taking photos with a camera, or I am good at playing baduk. Now let's look at the next one. The next one is, I can do something. This is a little bit different than I am good at something, because this often tells us how well we can perform a skill or an activity. So for example, I can ride a bicycle very well. I can communicate using English quite easily. When we use the words I can at the beginning of a sentence like this, we often tell people how well we can do something. Okay? Next one. This expression is, I have a skill, ability, or talent. This is another way to describe things that we feel we are good at doing. Often, though not always, but often, these are personal qualities or abilities that are not as easily observed or seen as, for example, playing baduk or playing tennis or riding a bicycle. For example, I have good time management skills, or I have a good sense of humor. While these are more difficult to know about because they are personal qualities, they are not something that we can easily see, as was in the sentence with baduk or riding a bicycle or doing something like that. So it doesn't have to be a personal quality or something, but often that is the kind of skill, ability, or talent that people talk about when they use an expression like I have. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one is, he or she or I am a talented something. This is not in your textbook. This one is an extra expression that is similar to I am good at, but again, this one is often used with skills, abilities, or activities that can be seen or that can be measured. For example, she is a talented ballet dancer, or he is a talented public speaker, or I am a talented music performer. These things can be seen or can be measured quite easily by others. And frequently when we use the word talent to talk about something, we often use these kinds of qualities related to the word talent. So when you see a sentence like this, it's often something that can be seen or measured, though not always, but often. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one is, it's important to do something. This is from the chapter, and it is a way of emphasizing or drawing attention to a certain idea. For example, it's important to set goals when we seek success, or it's important to volunteer as a way of helping others. This is a way of emphasizing an idea or drawing attention to an idea. Using an expression like this emphasizes or draws attention to an idea. Let's look at. Now we can go to part 2 of the Listen and Speak section. Has a new expression from your book, and it is, I am interested in something. This can be used to answer a question about what your interests are. You can give as many or as few details as you want when you use an expression like this. For example, I'm interested in finding a job as a reporter. But in number 2, we get a little bit more information. I'm interested in working as a news reporter on TV. Number 2 tells us more information than we can get from number 1. It tells us that they want to be a reporter, but it also tells us that they want to work on television. So there's more information given in number 2 as compared to number 1. So this phrase, I'm interested in, can be used to give some information about what your interests are. Let's take a look at the next one. What are you interested in is used to gain personal information about what others like to do, both in their work or their free time. You can use this question to ask about certain types of interests that others have. For example, you don't have to only say, what are you interested in? You can say, what kinds of jobs are you interested in? Or what kinds of sports are you interested in? You can get some particular kinds of interests. You can get some information about them by using a question like this. So we have some examples that tell us about specific kinds of interests, jobs or sports, and they are particular interests that we can learn about using this kind of question. Let's take a look at the next one. What do you like to do? This is similar to what are you interested in and can be used to gain personal information about what others like. Here are some examples. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you like to do as a hobby? This phrase, what do you like to do, is similar to what are you interested in? It's just a different way of getting personal information about other people's likes or interests. This one is not in your chapter, which is why the number 1 is at the top of the page. Not from your book, it's from outside your book. It's an extra example. I enjoy plus interest, activity, or hobby. You can learn about what someone enjoys doing, and this can be about their work or about their free time. For example, at the bottom, I enjoy being a teacher because I like to talk about ideas. I enjoy watching action movies because they are exciting. I enjoy cooking because I love to make delicious food. So this is another way of learning about what other people like or what they enjoy. This one is not in your textbook, but it can also be used as you would use some of the expressions from your book. Let's look at the last part of this presentation. This is where I would like you to do some work related to the expressions that we have seen in this PowerPoint. There are 2 kinds of audio tasks that I would like you to do. The first one is answering each question and then clicking to check the answer and then recording yourself on your cell phone as you repeat each answer. So let's look at some of these questions. When you're finished your audio file, your voice memo from your cell phone, the voice memo function on your cell phone is where you can make an audio file. I want you to send that to me at my email address once it's complete. That's frankking7@gmail.com. So let's look at the first type of question. Is kind of simple. You have to choose the most correct answer for each one. Choose either A, B, or C. Which one is correct? And then once you think you know which one is correct, you can check the answer by pushing that hand, and it will tell you what the correct answer is. So here we have 3 sentences. I can speaking well in front of my class. I am good at speaking in front of my class. I can do good at speaking in front of my class. Now, which one of these do you think is correct? The answer for this one is B. I am good at speaking in front of my class. If you want to see the answer after you think you know what it is, you can click on the hand and it will tell you what the answer is. Now, once you've seen the answer, I want you to use the voice memo function on your cell phone to record yourself as you are saying this answer. I want you to say, I am good at speaking in front of my class. And I want you to record that into a voice memo or an audio file and send that to me at my email address, frankking7@gmail.com. So now that's the first kind of question I want you to do as homework. And there are, I believe there are 8 of these kinds of questions for you to do. Now, is getting to know you. It's a template that has some expressions from the lesson. And I want you to put your own information into the blanks on the template. It says complete the speaking template using the expressions from the lesson and putting your own answers into the empty spaces. As you do this, I want you to use the same audio file that you used earlier, and I want you to record your answers from the template into the audio file as well. And then when the audio file is complete with part 1, the sentences that you've checked, and part 2, the template that you've completed, I want you to send both of those in the same audio file to me at my email address, frankking7@gmail.com. Now let's look at an example of the template. The template is here. There's just 5 different expressions from the lesson. I am interested in something. I enjoy doing something in my free time. As a hobby, I like to do something. I like to do something for fun. And I enjoy something because, and give me the reason that you enjoy doing it. So I want you to start at the beginning where it says start here. Here are some basic facts about me. My name is, please supply your name and class number. And then I want you to complete 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fill in the blanks with your own information. Once you are complete, I want you to send this template along with the other 8 sentences that you did before. And I want you to send both of those things to my email address, frankking7@gmail.com. And I will look at your audio file and listen to you as you're speaking. So I hope this presentation was useful for you, and I look forward to having another one with you soon. If you have any questions or any difficulties, please email me at my email address, and I will try to send you a response about your question as quickly as I can. That email again is frankking7@gmail.com. Thank you, and I hope to have another lesson with you soon. Have a good day, and bye for now.